presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar has subtly incited Nigerians, especially the youth, to take action against President Bola Tinubu's government. According to Atiku, Nigerians know the danger Tinubu's stay in office portends, so they should decide what to do about it. Atiku, a former vice president, said this while addressing journalists during a world press conference in Abuja, the nation's capital, on Monday. He asserted that it is for the younger generation whose futures are to be shaped by Tinubu to decide what they want to do with the knowledge of how he got to power. He said Nigerians know more about the person sitting in office as their president and how he got there and the dangers that it portends for them and the country. It is for them, especially the younger generation, whose futures are to be shaped by that man. Now Tinubu they refer to as that man, to decide what they want to do with the knowledge. Atiku also said, when people lose trust and confidence in elections, democracy is practically on life support. And by affirming and legitimizing the continued lack of transparency in our electoral process, the courts are continuing to usurp the right of voters to elect their leaders. The other grave implication is that contestants in Nigeria's election should do whatever is necessary to be declared the winner. That includes identity theft, impersonation, forging of educational and other documents, perjury, and violence. And as they do so, they should ignore whatever the law says and whatever assurances from the leadership of the electoral umpire about the law says, or what the law says and what they will do in compliance. And they will do so knowing that our court would approve of their behavior or at best pretend not to take any notice of it. The third is that if you are robbed of victory, do not bother going to court for redress, because your glaring evidence of the robbery will be ignored in favor of the mandate bandits. Whoo, this one hot too. Also, your lawyers, however distinguished and accomplished, may be ridiculed by the judges. You may also go out of their way, okay, to make even a stronger case for the so-called winner than even their own lawyers were able to do. These are clearly self-help strategies and actions bereft of the law and constitutionalism. Only lawlessness and anarchy will result from such, with violence, destruction, and implosion, and loss of our country likely to follow. I believe that we still have a small window to prevent this from happening. I still believe that we can rescue this country from the strange imposters that have seized it illegally and are holding it by the jugular. Let me caution that the leaders of those African countries that have completely collapsed into chaos never came together and one day and agreed to collapse their countries. Rather, their countries collapsed because of the incremental and compounding individual and collective utterances and actions of those leaders. Atiku also stated that the outcome of the suit filed against the election shows that all is not well. He said his evidence shows that INEC violated the Electoral Act to declare Tinubu president. The Supreme Court outcome, even though final, shows that all is not well. He said, adding that retired Justice Musa Dattijo Muhammad recently gave a pointer to the situation in the judiciary. Atiku said, when INEC and the judiciary are immersed in controversy, democracy cannot thrive. And this is what people are saying, that Atiku has subtly incited Nigerian youth to take action against Tinubu governments. Do you think they are ready to do that? Do you think they are ready to do that? Because the country is divided. But there's one thing. But there's one thing that is affected, that is affected by everybody, that affects everybody, is this poverty and hunger. So you can do whatever you want to do, you can say whatever you want to say, you can pitch your tent to wherever you want to pitch your tent. But one thing that is uniting everybody, I think that is the best way to put it. One thing that is uniting everybody is this hunger and hardship. He does not know whether you are PDP, whether you are supporting A or you are supporting B. Everything Atiku has said is just the right thing. Well, some people will tell you that, oh, it's part of the this thing, you did this, you did that. Maybe this is the time for me to correct the wrong, because the manner at which everything is going, you can see that Atiku is not, there's not going to be any friendly whatever. You know, after the Supreme Court, when Ganduje said, oh, Atiku and Obi should come after 8 years to come and contest and what have you. 2 days after, people saw Ganduje and Atiku in an event, maybe one of their colleagues, having their children's wedding, and people are like, oh, you cannot fight for politicians, see them together. And I'm like, if tomorrow now these politicians say they are just deceiving themselves, they are deceiving themselves, not that they love themselves. You don't expect them, and I've said this over and over again, you don't expect politicians to see themselves, even if they abuse themselves on the pages of the newspaper and what have you. Even your so-called enemy, you know that you have a rift with this person, but you just want to prove to everybody that, oh, maybe all is well. You will greet the person. You're not going to be going with a hammer or any weapon that, oh, anytime I see this person, everybody will just pretend and do eye service. So when people say, oh, hey, they are together, of course we know that such things do happen. But one thing is that even if they are still fighting themselves, if they see themselves in an event, that does not mean that they are going to carry kubuko and begin to whip themselves or begin to punch themselves. They will still greet, and everybody will still go. They will still go back to their closets and be doing, fighting themselves. So it is now in the hands of the Nigerian people. Anywhere we won't go, it now depends on you. We started seeing the Tinubu supporters now, they are crying over hunger that we supported Tinubu. But why is it that after supporting you, you are now making life uncomfortable for us? What kind of a thing is that? And I remember David, even before this whole thing, he said, even at the end of the day, if they said they want to retain Tinubu in office, the whole thing will be left in the hands of the Nigerian people, whatever they want to do. But the truth has been made known. Let them take their destiny into their hands. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.